So the mobile game LEGO Star Wars Castaways has been around for a couple years now, and they did not start spoiling us with minifigures early until just this year. So today, I want to do one final look at the two LEGO Star Wars Castaway video game posters that actually gave us minifigure looks early and kind of predict the future and see if there's any other possibilities for early looks at minifigures and sets possibly. Let's get into it. Alright, so welcome back everyone to another LEGO Star Wars video, and today is going to be a pretty quick video since I think we kind of know the gist of it, but I still want to go over one final thoughts video as to basically what I think the rest of these Castaway minifigures and little micro builds might actually mean for the future of LEGO Star Wars. So without further ado, I'm going to break down every single micro build and minifigure first off, and then I'll go into a couple set ideas at the end of the video. So first off, we're going to start with this poster that is called the Sith Moves right here. And the first thing on that, we're going to be going left to right. The first thing is the Anakin's Jedi Interceptor Microfighter. We have 100% never seen anything like that done by LEGO themselves. Next up, moving to the right, we have Plo Koon, a kind of half brand new Plo Koon. The head does look the exact same as the previous version. It does kind of look like a possible hard plastic mold compared to the rubber they used back in the day. And then also, he does have a brand new torso and leg print that we have not seen on Plo Koon before, so that technically could be a possibility for a new minifigure in the future. Next up, we have Anakin right here. So this is the exact same Anakin from the 2020 Mustafar. The only thing that is different is just there's a different facial expression for the game. It kind of just looks like a render that, kind of for the game, an expression that is only there and, only digitally, but not actually represented in physical form. But other than that, is the exact same minifigure. Next up, we have the Palpatine minifigure in the middle, and it actually turned out to be the exact same minifigure that we were seeing in the Gunship. Besides the fact the only thing different is the actual legs in the new Gunship set. The official minifigure will actually be a sloped piece, representing his dress, unlike the kind of regular minifigure legs that are actually in the game. But other than that, the hairpiece, the face, the torso, all one-to-one the same, and we saw it months and months early. So next up, we have Luminara Unduli. She's the exact same minifigure that we saw in the 2016 Turbo Tank. Besides, there's just no cape on her in this image, but every mold, every print is identical. So moving to the right of her, this is actually probably the biggest thing off this entire page to kind of take into account and kind of think for the future. We actually have a Kashyyyk Scout Trooper. All the printing looks identical, but the biggest thing here is they're actually kind of using it as like a Scout Trooper mold and print design, but they're switching it for the Kashyyyk Scout Trooper. They pretty much took a Scout Trooper and just made it a Kashyyyk Scout Trooper, which is not 100% accurate to lore. They do look significantly different, in canon. I have to say though, in my opinion, it might take a little getting used to. And the thing is, a couple months ago when this actual poster came out, everyone was kind of knocking it, saying like, look, that looks really bad. It doesn't look accurate. But I will be honest. I mean, the more I'm looking at it right here, if they actually came out with an updated Kashyyyk Scout Trooper and left it as this mold and this print, I got to be frank, it's actually growing on me. So we'll definitely take that into account as we're thinking of possible sets in the future. And then lastly, the ARC 170 on this page is the exact same as the 2015 Microfighter set. Alright, so moving on to the second poster here, we have the Clone War Commission, and we'll be breaking down everything here. Starting off on the left, we have the Droid Gunship Microfighter. This is 100% never been done before in LEGO. Moving on to the right, we have Commander Gree, Phase 2. Same design as the previous versions. The only thing is it looks like the print or the render for this image definitely makes the helmet print look a little off. Although I would assume, physical production of it would look the exact same as it did back in the day. Besides the helmet hole thing, where say if it does mess up alignment. Next up, we have Commander Fox, 100% identical to the one that we're getting in the Gunship. This was one of the biggest things that we saw, again, months and months early, that we got actually teased, and our first look at Fox. This was huge. To the right of Fox, we actually have Phase 2 Captain Rex, which is the identical one that we are getting in the 2023 UCS Venator. I've actually got an entire video from a couple days ago breaking down the entire Captain Rex. We have HD images and in-hand images of that minifigure. So if you guys do want to go check out that video, I highly recommend it. Next up, we have Phase 2 Commander Cody, which is the exact same design that we got in the ATTE set. We did not see this Cody, before that set came out, but this is the exact same design. Besides, there are no orange arms on the game render. Moving on to the right side of him, we have Commander Wolf Phase 2. This is the one where it's a brand new design. This is something we've never seen before. It is 2020 style. The helmet prints, completely brand new, of course. As we all know by now, if he does get released, he would have helmet holes, he would have the rangefinder, and then lastly, we can tell that he does have a printed waist cape as well. Then lastly on this page, we have a Microfighter Republic frigate, which we have not ever seen done by LEGO either. Alright, so basically where I want to get at with all that, I wanted to cover all that, and then now here at the end, go over a couple possible set ideas that I strongly do think are possible for 2024, even a little bit of 2025 maybe. So I'm not saying, and again, it's not 100% confirmed that, again, everything within these images will be seen in the next couple of years. There are plenty of, Castaway posters beforehand, primarily in the back half of 2022, that 100% just reused, old LEGO Star Wars minifigure designs, had nothing new in them, and nothing ever came about them. But the thing that kind of intrigues me is the fact of now in 2023, we had two different, posters actually, leak designs for future minifigures. So it definitely intrigues me a little bit more this year. So without further ado, let's get into my couple ideas right here. First off, I do know microfighters are supposedly done for. We don't see any in 2024. It does not mean they can't come back in 2025. Again, I think 2025, if they come back with a couple microfighters, a couple helmet sets, it could definitely work out. So my number 3 design, probably the least likely just due to the actual microfighter cancellation, probability, is a 2025 $9.99 Anakin Interceptor microfighter for the 20th anniversary of episode 3. It would tie in perfectly, and we do have an Anakin minifigure here, although it might be the same as the 2021. We also have an Anakin's Interceptor microfighter build also. Again, probably not going to happen, but definitely a possibility. But let's move on to the two ideas that I definitely think we're going to see one or the other between 2024 summer or 2025 summer. Number 2, we have a Republic frigate, a regular size one, probably 1,200, 1,300 pieces for $140 to $160. All right, 2024 summer would probably make the most sense here. And 6 minifigures being Plo Koon, okay, a new design, new print for him. We also have the Phase 2 Commander Wolf that we're seeing here. That could be a strong tease at our first look at him, because it does make sense to get Wolf eventually, get the Phase 2 version, update the Wolfpack Troopers, which would be the next thing. 2 Wolfpack Troopers I think would be really nice, kind of follow that trend of having a couple troopers with the Commander, and then also 2 rocket droids. Whether they do super battle droid, versions of them, or just regular B1 versions, which we had back in like 2009, I think that would make for a very nice little aerial set, and give us a remake of the frigate and fit that perfect little $140 to $160 range for a 2024 clone set. So other than that though, let's move on to the number 1 thing that, again, if I'm willing to put, I'll put like 20 bucks on it, truly. I mean, I would put stock into this idea one or two ways right here. We have a 2024 LEGO Star Wars Summer Clone Turbo Tank, again, for $120 to $140. It fits that, market of a clone set, again, like we've had for the past 2 years. Clone Turbo Tanks are arguably way more recognizable, way more, probably liked, playable than a Republic frigate. So that's why I'm kind of putting this at number 1. And there's actually 2 versions of kind of minifigure lineups I think would be possible. First up, they could do that exact same, Plo Koon and Wolfpack lineup with Plo Koon, Wolfpack Troopers, a couple, regular, battle droids at that point on the ground. Or another thing that I feel like some of these posters are kind of heavily teasing at, maybe, would be including a Luminara, a Phase 2 Commander Gree update, with the 2020 style, helmet holes, all that. And then also a new updated Kashyyyk Scout Trooper, and then as well as a couple on the ground, B1 or B2 battle droids also. Other than that though, look, I'm not claiming they're going to come out with all these little micro builds as microfighters. Again, the microfighters are probably done for, and even then, I'm not saying this Commander Wolf will ever even happen, but you guys have to kind of see where I'm coming from, and that's why I wanted to make one final video involving these posters until, say, maybe a possible future one comes out. I don't know if LEGO might actually start kind of cracking down on Castaways and kind of being like, hey, look, don't put these damn minifigures on these posters, 4 months early. So this Commander Wolf may lead into the future. It may be our first look of it. I'm not confirming that, but I definitely wanted to talk about it one last time. Leave your thoughts down below. What do you guys think? Fox and Captain Rex we saw months early. Do you think that will lead into us seeing Commander Wolf, early as well? I'd love to hear your guys' set ideas. What combinations do you like? Do you guys like that updated Kashyyyk Scout Trooper? I'd love to hear it all down below. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye, guys, and stay safe.